Welcome back. Map number 2 coming up. A surprising result to kick things off in Inferno. I'm not sure anyone expected, not necessarily the Furia would win, but the fact it would be such a one-sided game. That was pretty remarkable. Complexity pulled back a couple of consolation rounds in the second half, but overall it felt like it was done after the first. The more scary factor of that now is they move on to the pick of Furia. That was actually the Complexity map for choice of Inferno. We've gone to Mirage now. Not too troublesome, considering we thought this veto was very forgiving for them in the first place. Just a level of performance that was displayed there does not fill me with confidence that they're going to pull this one back.
I have to say, very quickly, the last time we saw an Inferno from Furia, they got blasted on the CT side.
Yep.
Art picked up maybe 6 or 7 AWPs. I don't think he fired a shot in any round.
Right,
Literally didn't fire a shot
and
got smashed at the beginning of every round.
Excuse me.
Today he's looking a bit better.
That burrito saying hello. We've got some new odds for you as well. We'll have a look at the updated ones on pinnacle.com. You can see they've swung once again. Furia still the favourites, but
the juice is back, baby.
Yeah, bro. It's getting exciting over there. Complexity have got their work cut out for them, but it does bode well in terms of nuke being last. That is their wild card, their bogey card, their
the thing is, Furia didn't veto it, right?
Yeah.
So that I don't think, like, we've said it's a given. We've basically thought to ourselves it's a given. Complexity, you know, they will always pick nuke if they can, but Furia have allowed it to be picked as the third map. So they've got to have something up their sleeve as well. So I'm starting to wonder if we might see some weird surprises now.
If we get there, yeah, for sure. We didn't expect them to look good on Inferno, and they certainly did. So who knows what's in store? Let's get through Mirage first and see what's on the table. We need to see a lot more from Shazam, that's for sure. This is one of his specialist maps. Mirage is where he does a lot of his most impactful work. I think he's absolutely fantastic on this one. And Stan, he had some moments there, but not quite enough. We need to see him a god-tier Stan to bring them back and sort of rally the troops. He's the in-game leader, one of the star players as well, one of the most well-rounded individuals in all of North America. So hopefully we get to see him turn up, and the team in general, to be honest. I like Complexity. I like the CS they bring to the table. A really interesting story, considering no one raised them at all at the start of the year, and now everyone's quite excited about them. It's interesting to see how it all develops quite quickly as we get ready for the game. We are jumping into things right here. It is going to be Fury on the CT side, both well for them. Complexity with the A execution to kick things off with 3 players towards the Palace. They've got 2 HEs. I assume they'll be thrown towards spawn, and it should be Shaz and Stan at the steps. Is that correct? We'll have a look. Yes, it is. So they're going to nade towards spawn and see if they can get that first kill. Oh, they're using it close. They've got a read on Furia potentially as they make their way through towards A.
Moving through the smoke grenade. Might not work out for them, but they will exchange fire. How can a bomb go down? There's no smoke grenade for CT. Maybe they wanted to flash their way through it. There's just about cover from Death for the bomb to get planted, but that might not be enough to win the round. 3 versus 2, Stanislaw and Shazam. You definitely want Shazam as one of your last pistoling players. He's picked up a USB on the T side. There's a headshot from Stanislaw. Where are the last 2 players? One's coming from T-Ramp. He hasn't seen him just yet. And there's Case Ratter coming in from the back. Shazam hiding by the ninja spot. Rather, the fireboxes. Got himself a 1 versus 1, but he can't hit the mark on this occasion. Furia will survive with 2 players alive. Case Ratter will get the cheap helmet for $350. He hasn't been touched. 1-0 to Furia.
So I know Complexity love watching demos. They love getting insight on their opposition. Those 2 HEs at the start, I said, oh, they'll be used towards spawn. It's a very common position. They actually bounced them off the A ramp wall towards a close, I don't even know what you'd call that, the closest cubby of the A ramp. And they were obviously anti-stratting a setup they'd seen from Furia before. That is not a usual thing to do at all, especially on a pistol round. And the player wasn't there. I think they maybe got caught up in all of that a little bit too much.
There was a right-click smoke on the ramp, and it might have been because of that. So I think they may have changed
their original
plan.
Yeah, potentially. But it just seemed like that was an odd one. If you want to nade spawn, that's almost a guaranteed kill every time if you're going to do it like that. P90 makes an appearance. A weapon that probably needs a bit of love in terms of patches. Like, you don't get the kill reward for it. Super expensive. Yeah. Not really viable at all.
$23.50.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking me this on my stream recently, if I think it needs changes. But the problem is, you can't really change the. Maybe the kill reward, all things considered, could be increased, as you said.
Sure
it hasn't quite worked out for him there. Yeah, maybe gone a bit too far for you. There were not many, but there were some situations on Inferno where they just threw advantage away. I mean, you don't know, that's not always going to happen. So there was a stroke of unfortunate situation there for him. Obviously, he doesn't know how many people are in T-spawn like we do.
Yeah, but pushing T-spawn with P90, James, I'm sorry, I don't think we can be too forgiving about that one. It's not really a
Henry,
play.
if you're going to buy a P250, a P90 rather, you better be pressing W.
That's true, I suppose. This is very clean for complexity. They've 1D'd their way through this round completely. No damage done on the other side, so it's all falling apart. 1-1.
Literal 0. Okay, Serato will admire the B-bomb site and try to hold on to what he has. Well, that's a turn of events, isn't it? Look at all these toys they've picked up.
Yeah, that's a weird one. P90, not sure that's a misbuy, not sure if that's something they often use, but rushing mid with that on by yourself, on your Todd's not going to be the most ideal situation for themselves, but there it is. 1D's all the way through. Def and Shazam providing all the action.
It is an ambidextrous weapon, the P90. I've shot it twice now.
Yeah.
We did a video on it at Battlefield Vegas indoors, but we had some nerds saying because it was about the sounds, right? But the sound indoors is not the same as the sound outdoors. Right. So like, okay, challenge accepted. So we've done a bunch of the videos outdoors as well. The P90 being one of them, the M4 another one, the AUG as well. We've got another AUG video to come.
I've fired a P90, but they only on semi-automatic. I haven't unloaded.
So many 1D's.
So I haven't felt the true power myself.
That's compilation of 1D's.
Like in firing ranges, they don't really like it when you unload full clips for some reason. They get.
That's what Texas is for, baby.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this is definitely part of the plan. Just want to let you know.
Which plan is that?
Had a word from the Furia coach.
Oh, have you?
It's part of the plan.
What's the name of that coach, sorry?
He wants to be known as Mr. Anonymous.
Okay, Mr. Anonymous. Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Anonymous. Thinking on his feet there.
What did I say? It's part of the plan. So you guys just don't understand. Okay, it's just Shazam left. 1 versus 2, and he gets blasted. So
you were speaking to the coach while the game was live and commentating it. I feel like that's maybe not fair play, Dan. Maybe we have to call the referees on and get you disciplined here because I'm not.
There's nothing in the rules about telepathy.
Oh, that's how you communicate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, obviously.
This is getting better and better.
Yeah, it's getting deeper, the lies, but...
Sometimes there is a woman outside the cinema downstairs with a little psychic stand.
There's a lot of interesting characters.
Let's get the tarot going. Let's get it popping, baby. Let's get her up here. She's going to stand next between you and I, there's space.
I'm down. I'm interested.
Get those Twitch donations going.
Oh, there's lasers.
Shazam
all right. Abel's going close. Shazam has no idea. Oh, wow. He walked straight past the angle due to all the flames and the explosions. But what's going on here? What is happening there?
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to get the kill.
Yeah,
that would have been so sick if he got it midair whilst like air strafing, and it's all falling apart here. I'm not really sure what to make of this round, to be honest. It's a 2 versus 3 for now, but not for long, as Yuri pulls on back, but surely Stan gets him here. He fades away through the smoke, so not meant to be. Wow. What a round. It's got everything.
Yeah, it's just a weird place to leave it, but once again, it's according to the plan. So
okay.
The bomb has been left towards the entrance of B-Apps, and nothing's going to have to go back and get it. We got Yuri rotating to take it, so that's a pretty safe position. Talked about that before. And with Keserato deep in the apps, he's got a position where like he can detect if anything's going on in B, but if it's towards A, he just jumps in the underpass straight away. So it's a fairly fast rotation towards A. So right now, Furia don't have to do anything. They just wait for the plant, then they move. The plant tells them where the players are and how to attack the situation.
The problem is they are separated right now. So you can see Yuri deep in CT spawn. If that bomb goes down, not a whole much he can do about it, I'm afraid. Gives his position up. Does decent damage, so that's not too bad. Molotov gets deployed. Where did it go? It's inside the ticket booth. I've never seen that before.
I respect the containment.
It's in there.
It's fire retardant.
It's just not let any of the flames out. It's taken the whole lot.
It's like my LiPo battery safety bags in case one explodes, the fire will be contained. Great, excellent stuff.
Wow, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Stan is the last one standing. Both these players have kits. Will a flash be enough? Do they know where he is? It's taking quite a while. No one's even on the bomb just yet, so this is going to be nil point error correction. The flash will fade enough, and he will deliver the shot. If you missed that one, that would have been curtains, but he'll keep the curtains open. He can see the sun.
Wow.
2-2 for complexity. No vampires allowed.
What a round this was. It really had it all. Jumping acrobatics, disappearing Molotovs, and Stanislaw clutch. Calm as you like. He knew exactly how to play that one in the nick of time. 1 second to go. Nails that second shot. And there we have it, 2-2. Complexity on their feet, but Furia with the force buy in response to the CZs. The tug of war begins. Complexity with the advantage for now. Arts will try and block the smoke. It's not really a thing anymore. Doesn't really... Sometimes it has a little bit of impact on the final position of the smoke, but not really at all. But nothing with the Galil spray for the smoke. Takes Keserato out of the equation very early on. He might just progress a little bit further now and see if he can get a bit more intel, whether it's a B stack or not.
He uses that risk though, because there's 2 players on B, so he has to make correct guesses, and Furia look like, okay, game's be given up here. Nothing knows everything. They can go towards B pretty safely. He's got position. Nice.
So beautiful.
Yeah, that's a nice little
Flick of a paintbrush.
clip.
He's painting a pretty picture on the B-bomb site. Marvelous.
Of what?
I don't know.
Of death. A beautiful picture
In
of
chunks.
death. Yeah.
Chunks of death.
Chunks of death make a return.
It's been a while.
It's been
I have to put
a
on a
hot
t-shirt.
minute. You should.
I think I will. I'll work on that tonight.
You should. Well, maybe enjoy it. Have a day off tonight.
Designer Dan.
Don't even-
I'd love to see a t-shirt you made about chunks of death.
Chunks.
I would definitely not make the design myself.
Okay, that's fair enough.
If you make it in MS Paint, I will wear it one day.
Chunks of death.
One day doesn't sound very specific. One day could be in 70 years, James. Well,
That's
well, you probably won't live that long, but...
Oh. Well, you don't think James can make it to 100?
Well, he tells us all the time he wants to go out when he's, you know, like 50 or something.
50. I would say, like, I'm thinking for me, you know, like 75. That's about when
What can you do
this
as a
lifestyle will have to
75-year-old?
cease.
Well,
Like-
by then we'll have robot bodies anyway, so it's fine. Or you can regenerate your limbs,
I would have been
age
taken out by a
backwards.
drone
I might just be.
strike
I'm
long
gonna get
before
myself
then.
frozen. I think when I'm 70, and then to say like, when you work it out, when you can reverse aging, bring me back. If that's 200 years, cool. Just put me in there with Walt Disney. Let's go. Let's see what's.
In the same one.
Yeah, I was jumping his his chamber as well.
It's like
Let's get me involved.
break in
there.
one night. Wow. So that's now we figured out what Henry's goals are with his money.
Yeah. Well,
His money goals.
Be
his
an old
long-term
man
goals.
forever.
Don't put it into the pension. Put it
No.
into living forever.
that's my plan.
Did you listen to that podcast yet about that topic?
Not yet.
You should.
I will. I'll
It
try my
might-
best.
Help you understand how to invest the money more wisely.
Yes, sir. It'll cost you $100,000 and we'll chuck you in a freezer. Brilliant. Let's definitely do that.
Fantastic.
I've got
Yeah.
a freezer.
Yeah. What's in it? Ice cream.
Well, I don't know. It could be you, Henry. You
Good
know,
pass, yeah,
pass
right.
me some cash.
All right, Henry, jump in.
Put you
with me.
next to the Magnums. Actually, we're in America. That means something else over here.
It does.
3
I was
to
about
2
to
for
say.
complexity,
Oh, that's good.
and it's got a player in the window.
Extra frosty.
Auntie, it's made a. I can't do this.
I'm glad
You
this is
guys
not a
talk.
buy round. You know, we
out.
somehow nailed it.
I always toe the line between fun and serious broadcasting on an eco. It's fine. This sort of round, you can get away with it.
According to the plan, well, it's not going towards the plan, I suppose. They can save the AK-47. That's the important thing. Right now, it's not too out of control. Furious, they have 2 rounds. They're going to go down, you know, against the 4 complexity very shortly. You can see the money here is in a spot where they'll have 3 rounds of loss bonus. So that will give them $2,400 in addition to what they have. A comfortable buy, especially with the AK saved. And it's going to be one of those rounds where I would imagine we'll see something a bit more creative. We might see mid-presence coming in from Furia. I'm not super familiar with the way that they like to play CT-sided Mirage, whether they're one of those teams that does like to 50% of the rounds they want to throw mid-aggression, or whether they want to be one of those teams which plays fairly passive but actually just kind of plays very adaptively to what their opponent's defaults look like. We'll find out. It's the journey of discovery, and Vinny, oh, I thought he had a chance for an AK there, but no. And it would have been a Galil.
Nothing's
going
doing
in.
great job with that Galil. I
He
think that's
is.
such an underrated weapon. I think it's so good to use. I love it.
I think
But it's got such a bad rap. Like, everyone hates it. Oh, okay, so
James, that's your spot. He went for the knife as well. He
Went for
almost
the
went
bottle.
That
for
is one of my positions.
one of the many.
One of my many positions.
Can we get a video on James Bardolph knife tactics on each map?
Just tune into my stream. It doesn't take long.
Where can we find your stream?
Twitch.tv/James Bardolph.
Live after this broadcast.
Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, normally live until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's straight in
School
there.
nights, doesn't matter.
You are ridiculous.
Who needs
I
sleep?
respect it, mate.
I played at 2 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Got 47 frags in a double overtime.
Nice.
After maybe a glass of whiskey as well.
No, you've got that here as well. Private reserve.
The Bears brought us a bottle of whiskey.
Lovely.
I've drunk almost all of it, of course.
I feel bad now. I haven't brought any gifts to the studio. Maybe I should start
It
doing
wasn't
that.
a gift just solely to you though, James. I think it was like for the
No, but I
entire
was just like,
broadcast team, not just you.
I had some you know, some asthma issues, but I'm going to drink this. Complexity moving into the SI. We got smokes all over the place. A quick attempt from Able J, but he wasn't able. Maybe his team are. Yuri knows exactly where the plant is. The inverse plant will be punished. 4-on-4. They need to get this bomb down before these smokes dissipate. Otherwise, they're going to have problems. However, Stan has made his way into the B bomb site. Is there time to rotate the bombs in Sandwich?
Yeah, this is not looking amazing. There's not too much in the way of retake utility, but with that bomb not down, that's not actually the worst. And as you say, they cut noise, they want to hold the Stan's flank, and it's done its job. That's really annoying. That means the Stairs player has to worry about that, although they push maybe a little bit too soon before Stan can get activated, and that's really set them back.
Trust me, Stan can pull this one back. If anyone can, it's your man Stan, and he'll get the first headshot, but that's all he finds, and Ricky will have nothing left to do. Furia, after managing to negate the flank from Stan. The fact is, I've seen him in that position so many times. In CT spawn, somehow there, undetected, finding frags and being a nuisance. This time wasn't quite powerful enough as we go into round number 8. Complexity have to leave for now, but can they hold on to it? Arts, does he have the AWP? I believe he does after winning the previous round. There it is. This is where the game really gets into 5th gear. We'll see if he can start getting some success towards window. I spoke to Simple, and he told me that you should never go to window when you're AWPing because you never get the chance to kill people. And it doesn't really work out Simple because Arts has got one, and he's got a kill. So he's telling me false information, perhaps.
Who looks stupid now?
Him, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Been liking the Molotov usage on the window, as always saw from Woxic earlier today, but it's all about Arts here, and he's going to be looking for more damage. Oh wow, Yuri is just barely alive. Is he? Okay, he's around the corner. Good. Okay, he's going to go for the peak. That is detrimental to one's health in such a spot. Death will take position. They've got connector control. The beauty of that smoke as well is that if you throw it early enough in the round, you can take control of connector, just leave someone in there. Then always come in for an A split later on. You can re-smoke it again if you're going to go for a B split. There's all sorts you can do with that position. It's such a strong and important position. However, with that said, we can see that Def has left that position. He's rejoined the bomb towards B, whilst Stan's going to try to open up A. And Stan's got an AWP. I love this because, again, oftentimes you'll see a player playing Ticket. It's not the case here. And the AWP is perfect for that job because he scopes in towards Ticket, looking for someone on the side, trying to make noise, trying to make it look like it's going to be A. Pulled rotation from B. Out they jump from the B apartments. Keishirato's slightly late. This worked out for Complexity. Now they must simply hold the 2v3 after plant on B. That's all they have to do.
Lovely peek from Def. Default plant from Ricky. And now Furia are on the way. One player moving up mid, one player moving into the market position. Oh, Def, he's on point again, isn't he? A nice second headshot from him, and that will shut down the round, it seems. Able J will have to give this one up. I always think Alt J when I see Able J. Alt J is a music artist, for those who are not familiar. Complexity look to move to 5 rounds. See what the situation is here for Furia. The money's not looking great at all, is it? Second round they've lost in a row.
Indeed. This is not looking good at all, but they saved the AWP, so some saving grace there, I suppose. We'll see if that's going to be enough to persuade them to force into this round. They might want to take a timeout here and just discuss their options, because we are seeing some investment here. We'll see the AWP thrown over to Arts. CZ's being purchased. Need him to step up here. Complexity looking to take us to Nuke, which is their home map, where they will have a huge upper hand, at least as far as I'm aware. That's all I can really say on the situation. I haven't really seen much Furia on Nuke, to be honest. I've seen a lot of Complexity. I like this boost, though. Nice idea. Different angle, different approach. Get yourself up cleanly and be able to shoot at all times. As he watches the position, Nothing's already got himself in towards the kitchen, though, so we'll see if the CZ push will yield a kill. I think Nothing's ready for it, though. Should be able to take this out, no problem. Very clinical as he manages to flash off the AWPer as well and tuck him into a corner. This could be 2 frags, but not quite. That's a rifle that's up for recovery, but no one there to get it just yet.
It's a nice bait for the main weapon in this round. The bomb actually is being carried by Stanislaw in B-Apps, maybe expecting the AWP to rotate and already having a pick. He may have outsmarted his opponent, as it seems his team will continue there. Obviously, it's a risk to go with the bomb on your own. So he's made a really nice read. He's getting past the window position while Art goes back to the B-bomb site. He could take him by surprise. He hasn't given him the sound cues. Doesn't fire the gun now. Misses the shot, however. But credit to Stanislaw for understanding the situation and the likelihood. Anyone in the right sense of mind in that situation is going to rotate the AWP after getting that shot and seeing nobody else in the apartments. 1 versus 2 for Able J. He still can do this. And it seems, oh, the timing. There was potential. There were weapons to collect, but it wasn't going to be this time.
Yeah, it's a really sick read from Stan. Like, you're absolutely right, James. The fact the AWP will get that pick and show presence and know he has to carry the round and kind of funnel them into certain spots. He's shown his hand towards B. He's then got to go all the way back towards A and be ready for the execution we was hoping for. But Stan, very smart man, it seems, as he'll actually walk into B, no problem at all, and negate that prospect as we get into round 10 here. Complexity look a lot more comfortable than what they did on Inferno. More rounds than they got in the entire map before, so nuke looking likely, but still early days here. Another buy available with no AWP on the CT side.
And no nades left. 2 smokes and flash, that's it. So that makes it really hard to hold on to mid, at which they have a lot of presence. You can't be losing that duel. It's so unfortunate. Can they make up for it anywhere else? They're just getting fragged. This is not a good spot to be in. However, Mirage is one of those maps where you can find ways to make it work, but that wide peak from Rikke is stunning. At least only Vinny left alive. So it does look like a very dominant scoreline is on the cards here for Complexity. I would expect them to go to at least 8 or 9 rounds before we start to see Furia bringing any fire or heat back. And I would have liked to have seen like an MP9 full nade set. Maybe like a UMP or an MP9 else somewhere else full nade set. Just to give themselves options to play longer rounds. And the MP9 is an amazingly good gun. You can do a lot with it on some of the close positions, whether that's Palace, a ramp, a close connector if you want to hold that close, the B apartments, the catwalk position, if you want to play around, let's say, the ladder room. That's a nice spot. Oh, hello.
Dead, though.
There's lots of options for it. And then you have nades at least.
Well, unfortunately for Furia, they went for the full rifle setup there.
Yeah, which could also work, but didn't work this time.
No, certainly not. And Complexity have pretty much free run of round number 11 here. Shouldn't be much to be said about it. Not really enough resources to even justify a partial buy here. Oh my goodness, Vinny, this is brave. UMP is coming out. We'll get $2,900 on top of what he has right now. So it's not the end of the world, but see if he can get at least a kill with it just to kind of justify this investment as 3 players make their way towards a ramp. This could actually work out. They get a well-timed flashbang now, which is coming. They've got a chance. Some frags here. There's the first. They've got the bomb as well. This is a problem because Shazam with the AWP needs to find multiple kills, but he's certainly delivering. On for his third right now. Takes Art down to 1 HP. That had disaster written all over it. Great timing, but somehow Shazam pushes them right back, and he has control of the situation now. He's the one who's waiting for them to challenge.
There's a lurk as well from Stanislaw to finish it off. And indeed, that had so much potential. It's very difficult to know how to deal with that spot. Would have been really cool to see them all just peek past the angle and boost up.
Yeah.
And then like have someone walking along the boost and just holding, baiting for the AWP. That would have been like a really cool play. But that stuff's like very hard to like communicate on the fly. So
exactly. When all the chaos is kicking off, like you're just like, we've got the bomb. Everyone rotate. What have we got?
Kill him.
He's got an AWP.
Shoot him.
Find him. Chase him.
He's
no,
lit.
run.
He's lit. He's lit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of moving parts.
Everyone's lit.
Everyone's lit at all times.
The worst when you're playing pugs is when people say they're going B. Yeah. They're going A. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's A. It's B. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that so much. It is so bad, isn't it? There's certain times you'll play in a pug and you'll learn in the first few rounds you just cannot trust literally anything anyone says.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will give you a call and it's like so awfully wrong that you just like lose a clutch and then you're like, okay, well.
Yeah, that's why I'm roasting people 24/7 with bad comms. 70% of people will fix them.
70%.
That's a solid 30% though. Will just Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Anyway. That is a really important flashbang for those of you at home to know. Bounces off the wall, out the window. Even if you're on the van, the flash goes so deep that it will blind you. You'll just be standing there completely blind, which is a nice way if you have an AWPer who likes to stand on the van to flash them off the position so you can get your lurk on. Very good one to know. Good for rushes as well. I don't know if they had full intention to rush. The smoke and the molly blocked their own push. Would have made it easy if somebody had an angle on the window, from the window, on the window. Window to window.
To the windows, to the walls.
Yeah, I avoided saying that, Dan, because it didn't really mean anything.
You guys want to talk
you
about
I
this?
knew you would
or-
deliver.
James, you say stuff that doesn't mean anything all the time.
Guys, please, mum and dad, stop playing. I'm trying to enjoy myself today. It's the last thing we need, and Def doesn't need that. It will be the opening frag. Yuri picks it up. And we'll see Abel looking to find the second here, but the pounce is coming. And a missed shot from Art might cost them the round here. A lot of pressure now on the bomb side players. They're going to have to push through smokes and back up Abel. There is a nice gap there, though. That's going to yield at least one. Headshots being delivered, but still goes down to the 3 versus 3. Yuri has to wait now. There's no way he can push this smoke. They know exactly where he is. They've got a clean plan. But Serato, somehow from spawn, he's been given an opportunity. And now Complexity with the bomb down have to fend off 3 CTs.
Ooh, that's worked out somehow. That is incredible. Especially considering I felt like Abel, he's on that default spot. He's got to get at least one frag there. His teammates, everyone's been smoked off. He needs someone to flash for him something. And he goes down for free. Is not able to do anything really. And still somehow Furia picked that one up. That's very unexpected. And the timing of this is perfect because Furia, they've been struggling to win any buy rounds. Complexity already up to 8 rounds. It's had all the makings of a very dominant half, but this could be the turning point. They've got the orb, they've got full weapons and utility. Double UMP is not ideal, but UMP is pretty legit still.
It is pretty legit. We'll see what can be done. It's Serato who will be re-smoking the Bartmans. And we'll see if this is going to be a double kill. Nothing goes down, and Vinny is looking incredibly strong here as he's managed to take all the aggro away from his UMP player beneath him. He might not even get a chance here. He wants to show us what he can do with this weapon. The SMG is ready, it's poised, and still it's being denied absolutely everything. Will he get his chance to shine? That's all I care about at this point. Shazam, there it is. It's not going to happen! No! He was so ready for it. Down to 11 HP, 2 versus 1, Shazam, with plenty of time to make this round a possibility for Complexity.
Molly. It's incendiary, that would be pretty devastating. Can they hit the scope from there? They must be able to. Yeah. They're just waiting for him to make a sound dropping down, but there you go, they'll get it. The movement from Vinny was fantastic. Like kill, reposition, kill, reposition, kill, reposition. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, and he was baiting, and you can see the player just beneath the window there. That's what we were waiting for, this little bait and switch, just to allow his teammate to get a nice couple of easy spray downs, but he just took everything, very greedy. I'm joking, of course. Excellent play from Vinny, and fantastic job from Furia. That's actually given them some life in this game. That's a big, big round for them to win. 2 in a row, they've broken the finances. This isn't over just yet. I would say Complexity take an eco here and aim for 9 rounds to close it out.
On the subject of how far away you can hear a scope from, one thing I haven't tested properly yet is the distance for the scope on Org and the Krieg. I didn't even know at first that you could hear the scope from a third-person perspective, but now obviously we know that. I don't know what the distance is, if it's the same as the AWP. The AWP feels louder to me, at least a type of sound, more obvious. But I do need to test that because it is good to know, and I like to nerd out about these things. So.
Yeah, I have no idea. I had no idea that you could hear the scope of the Krieg or the Org, honestly.
Yeah, you can. So it's about. I had my headset off. It's about the same distance as the Orb. It's just a little bit quieter. Yeah.
Right.
It's not as distinctive. It's a little bit. It's not as clicky. But anyway,
if it sounds like somebody covered in jam going down a slide.
Yeah, I guess.
Like a water slide.
Yeah, I guess if you had to describe it, that would probably be the most accurate analogy you could come up with. Yeah, that's
definitely is, Henry.
Like a strawberry jam slide.
Maybe raspberry. Raspberry's kind of thicker.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Either way, the pistols are out. 50-50s are here. And it's getting uncomfortable, you know. This doesn't look good at all. Able J's not spotted, that's it. He's now been seen, he's going to get dropped as well. It's still a 3 versus 2. Art has got so many angles to be aware of as he looks towards the Palace, and indeed the connector. His teammates nowhere to be seen, really. He's heading towards T-spawn for the big flank, and they're waiting for mistakes here. Complexity have probably said, you know what, they're going to have to get intel at some point. We'll hold up, wait for them to gather it. And now they're sowing the seeds of doubts in the mind of Furia. They have no idea what's happening here. Where have they gone? Where are they going? This flank is getting us nothing. We already had A, and they've gone. They're not here.
The bomb, though, is going to make some sound, dropping off, perhaps. Let's see, go silent. Oh, well. Oh, I thought almost he's going to curve around the corner there. That's the bomb. Nice follow-up headshot, and that's it. Ricky's got 4 HP. He's going to take a shot to the chest. And Furia, 6-8. They have a solid shot at that 7-8 scoreline. And honestly, they were getting battered.
Yeah.
For so long. So that's a great result if they can pull that one off. Even 6 rounds is a big victory, considering the first rounds we saw.
Indeed. It was not looking good at all, but 3 in a row has stabilized them somewhat. Art, very quiet. They have 7 and 12. You can see they've really countered his game playing style. He hasn't been able to get going at all. Shazam with 9. Stanislaw, as usual, top of the scoreboard. 16 and 8 for him. Great stuff as Art does answer back. That's towards short. Nothing trying to creep his way up. Will be taken down. Early advantage here for the Brazilians.
Molotov towards the connector position, trying to stop the advance, but
Ooh.
he won't. In fact, he will encourage it. He will spur them on. He will push them through the door into the opening welcome arms of Art, but his arms have been shut, and he's been thrown out the window by Ricky. Is anybody else in CT? More headshots being delivered into the jungle position. Able J, look at the meticulousness. They are ready for Furia in this particular round. The last round of the first half, Case Raptor versus 2. Still doable. He's got a long rotation, but it can be done.
We'll see if it can be. Got to go for broke here. Last round. CT spawn. He has a single flashbang as he goes through the vents, potentially. Holding on for any sort of mistake made, and he might get his opportunity here. Shazam doesn't fully commit to spawn, so he doesn't get the information as the bomb ticks away about the halfway stage now. He gives himself up in terms of positioning. They can both focus in the same area. It looks like with the smoke, he'll have to just drop it on the bomb and hope for the best. He needs something, though. Anything would do at this point. He's checking every angle but the ones they're holding. The smoke's a little bit too deep. There's too much panic, and it's going to be 9-6. But you're absolutely right there, Dan. The fact they pulled it back to at least a reasonable scoreline will give them hope for the second half. This is their map pick, remember. I'm sure they can do damage on the T side. Will they do it, though? That is the question, and you're going to have to find out after this break. We'll see you there.
Yo, man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Complexity 9, Furia 6. Furia looking to convert this into a 2-0 victory and make their way towards the grand finals, where NRG are certainly waiting and I'm sure watching this game as well. We'll have a look at the buys as they come through. Def with the utility. He's got the kit and the smoke there. On the T side, they have 2 smokes as well, 3 flashbangs, and they're heading towards the A bomb site. All 5 players will be committing and executing, presumably smoking towards steps and jungle is the most common setup. And at that point, flashbangs will go over and they'll see whether they can crack open the site together. Flashbang deployed in terms of the CT setup, very passive hold towards A. Just Shazam there by himself. He's got the P2000 and he's got a lot of work to do. No smoke and spawn though, so he does get vision, and they're not going towards the bomb site. They're going for frags here. Vinny will open things up. Bomb will go down. A really nice approach there. So you smoke off those positions, run through the smokes, potentially find CTs that will have grenades in their hands. You get an open plant because you know they can't be battling the steps and looking through the gaps. And they've actually got themselves in a really, really great spot here, as they will now have to fend off Complexity, who seem to be finding headshot after headshot. All of a sudden, the round turns on its head, and all the kills go in favor of Complexity. That was looking perfect for Furia. They couldn't have done a better job. First kill, bomb down, full control, and then every kill goes in favor of Complexity. Unbelievable.
Hello.
Hi.
Not a bad start for Cole. Cole?
Yeah, Cole's still good.
Almost said Cole. Well then, Furia, what do you do now?
They could force buy, but they didn't really get enough kills in that round. You need like 3 or 4 just to get the 3 AKs out. And that won't be the case here. They're just going to get some Deagles, CZs, and Kingsarata stays on the Glock because he's got a couple of flashbangs. I think they'll smoke the end of the B apartments, and at that point, flash over. Hope for the best. They'll wait for the initial utility to come through, or they'll just walk into it. Why they wouldn't wait for those grenades, I couldn't tell you, but they might as well go now. Flash is decent at least. They'll get out the window. Can they kill Ricky? What? Wait.
I do not understand.
Wait, what?
What just happened there?
How? No.
I don't know what just happened there, but...
What is going on? There's all sorts of chaos here. A double kill with the incendiary, no bomb planted. It's absolute carnage here.
What just happened?
I don't know. That was a really weird round.
Why didn't Sliggy get all of those kills?
Sliggy sucks. He doesn't really. Sliggy's great. But that was a weird round. And it'll be round 18. And we'll see the guns come through. Even, remember, the bomb got planted in pistol. They were ecoed there, but they got 2 opening kills from B. This is not looking good for Stan. Somehow still gets 1. That was much more than he was worth considering the scenario. Def will have to fight back here. Holding at A ramp, and he's going for a push, but the position... Oh, what the hell? Vinny looked like he was jumping. He must have just landed when he spotted him. Nails the headshot regardless, and nothing. And Ricky will have to see if they can fight their way back into this. But if Furia are smart and this group has a 4-man unit, should be almost no chance they give this round up.
Maybe there's something that Furia know that we don't, because these Kriegs are beast. And they pick up a lot of Kriegs on their T side.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to start going Krieg. And it's going to be glorious.
Is that how you get to FPL?
What's that?
Is that how you're going to get to FPL?
Yes.
The Krieg?
Krieg. The
Deagle.
The Krieg, the Scout.
Krieg, Deagle combo. That would be your full buy.
All right.
Kriegel.
No utility. Just Krieg, Deagle every time.
Sounds good.
Nothing but aim. That would be perfect.
That would be a statement if it works.
Well, maybe we should be on James Bartle's stream after this broadcast and have a go.
All right. I'm down.
All right. Done.
Right. So 7-11 Furia. The triple Krieg setup. Let's see if they can get some momentum here. Speaking of Deagles, we know Shazam is a monstrous force with them. Oh, nothing's in a horrible spot. This spot really sucks because they can just spray you to death. He will survive though, it seems. And this is a very scary. Shazam must realize someone's coming
Oh,
through.
yeah. He'll be aware. It's still looking like he'll get a kill there. He always seems to, but not quite this time. Art will be ready for it. That's very good protocols from Furia, that room seems to elude so many teams. Like, they don't flash it, they don't Molotov it, they just walk past and surprisingly the CZ wrecks them. Now you've Molotoved it, you can say that should be clear. Still check it, of course, but we've at least taken the time to clear it out. It's going to be Stan. Drop from Keserato. Nice approach from Ricky, but only able to get one. This is the force by, remember, for complexity. Furia looking like they're very comfortable. No remaining CTs towards B. Better off saving, perhaps, the Scout and MP9 as the bomb's planted in B towards short. That will be the round. It's the Rory Jackson. We'll have to see if he can get a kill towards short. He finds the tag. Might as well give it another go. And he'll spot the leg and be taken down.
Furia have good T-sides, you know. Like, their T-side Inferno today was really impressive to me as well. Like, that was the first half. And it was just a mixture of the calling, the setups, as you said, you know, how cognizant they are of things that are often overlooked, but also how they'll very quickly react to what's happening in the round as a team. Like, there are spots on the Inferno where we saw they detect, like, you know, a bunch of HEs and Molotovs. They know there's 3 players on Banana straight away, and they change their plans and they just like rush A. And it's very rare that you see teams respond like so snappily to stuff like that as a unit. But I feel like Furia, they're all moving together at a good pace. The calls are working pretty well. So I feel like this T-side could be really fun, especially as you said, it's their map pick. We should understand that they will have various things prepared. These Kriegs are already, I think, an interesting factor because the Kriegs are very good at like those long range picks, like that ramp pick from ramp to ticket is quite handy at that stuff like that.
Yeah, they've got 4 of them, so they're certainly confident in this ability. You don't really see it too often. Yeah, 4 Orgs, and this is against the Eco, so it should be a round for Furia as they get themselves back in this game. Looking for double digits. For now, they'll execute towards A. One holding towards middle. That's going to be Art. I'm going to try and keep it as clean as possible, build up that bankroll. You can see them throwing in. I don't think they'll commit off this initial pump of utility. We'll see whether they want to. Holding up for now. Well, no, they probably will at this point. Lovely shot from Keserato. That's exactly what Dan's talking about, that scope. You can see him just waiting for the response from the CTs here, but Vinny's confirmed that all is well. All is clear. And the bomb can be planted as Abel J shows us what he can do with that AK-47. A punishing shot towards the connector position. Wow.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's kind of sick.
It's so satisfying to get a headshot with the Krieg, whether you're scoped in or not. Even more so when you're not scoped in. Maybe not. It's nice.
It's nice.
It's very nice.
Whatever you think of it, that was nice.
Satisfied.
It'd be so cool to see if they have this like 4 Krieg, 1 AK setup just throughout this game and just like kind of win somehow with it. Because I'm just curious at how the gameplay looks, because much like the Orgs, of course like the Orgs are better with like spray patterns and everything like that, but the Krieg has that one-shot potential.
CS certainly has like a certain fashion in it. If one team starts doing very well with Kriegs, for example, let's say Astralis started winning tournaments with this sort of setup, more teams would experiment with it and unlock the potential of the weapon. I just don't think we've seen enough of the Krieg to see what it's truly capable of, because the AK is still so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Krieg has its place in the game. I'm not sure 4 of them is where we'll see many top teams move towards, but I'm interested to see how Furia can approach situations with it as they head towards middle. Smoke down, a fast B split potentially here, as we've seen them get lots of control early on, maybe boosting a player up towards window. No presence from complexity whatsoever. That grenade should do substantial damage though, which it does. Vinny down to 68, Art being tagged up as well. Stanislaw watching the B apartments, and Art will just be very patient here and try and get information towards CPL and indeed the window.
It's so dangerous, isn't it? When you they're getting players into window consistently, that's so dangerous.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, wow. They might have owned it, you know. I mean, the one problem is this player on A ramp.
No, the thing is now, Art's being in this position, right? They're going to execute onto A fully, and Art's going to be there just to stop rotations. He's not going for backstab kills or anything like that. He wants all these smokes to go over and see whether players come in through the vents. If they don't, he can backstab through spawn. He's going to give it a good, like, 5-10 seconds before he makes his play. But the fact he's there is extremely dangerous. It's potent. As they can still hold up, it's going to be Def who's going to be challenging right in front of the smoke. We'll keep our eye on Art and see what he's up to here. Still holding the vent for now, but still, he comes towards the bomb site, feeling like his teammates might need him. Doesn't go for the huge backstab, but still, he's got so much presence here on the bomb site.
It seems the CTs have realized that that smoke was not from one of their own teams, so nothing had the awareness. Art, the first guy in to the site, maybe fearing the CT choke point. The other players don't move first, so this might not work out for them, but then maybe it might. The flash will allow him to try and plant the bomb. Shazam gets kill, while there was some pressure from Stanislaw, who is in the mid position as well. Man advantage for Complexity, doesn't last very long though. The Kriegs continue to do damage. Able J with an AK-47 rotating from the Palace position.
Is he going middle?
Presumably to join his teammate.
Yes.
I think it's way too far at the 2 versus 2 point.
Yeah.
But here we go. Can he get there fast enough? Because Yuri's about to go down the wide peak. Maybe. Oh, it's a bait. It's a double position setup essentially. But he can't get the kill.
There were no kits either. If he'd have just waited on that, like the 4 seconds or something like that, would have been enough, I think. It was a few seconds would have done it. Wow, Complexity win the round, but it was very, very close. Well done. I feel like Arts, with that position towards the window, I feel like so much more could have been done with that.
Yeah, he kind of he overplayed his hand a little bit.
Well, I kind of made him sound like a genius in my build-up, and then he just walked in with everyone else and died. It's like, he could have
I think what wrecked them was the smoke on ramp from Def.
Yeah.
It
yeah, I
stopped
think
them
you're
pushing.
right. Kind of stifled the entire thing, right?
And then they were afraid to come out of ramp because of the CT guys, so they tried to get him to activate. But when he dropped his smoking connector, it gave his position away. So Nothing's like, hold on a second, someone's behind me. Peek from default, and there you go.
I'm not even waiting for the smoke to bloom now. Shazam will take that all day long. Smoking the window, but peeking before it actually does anything is not ideal.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate blunder. It's very costly.
Yeah, very avoidable. You could just wait 1 second and be alive right now.
It's been very cool to see the spots with the Krieg. We're looking at, whoa, the Krieg actually has substantial potential in these certain spots where the CTs are peeking from big distances on the A-bomb site. It's actually amazing just to watch that and to see the application of it where the AK wouldn't be nearly as good. So they're going to go back towards A, but with Def deep in the Palace, that is potentially problematic. Sometimes the Palace player, he just fire off a couple bullets. Just your mere threat of being on the flank is enough. We'll see how it goes. Oh, God, that's not good. That is not good, and it gets only worse from there. Able in 1 versus 5. Def reveals his position. Shazam's absolutely owned this round. Jam everywhere.
Raspberry jam all over the faces of Furia. It's not gone well. The double kill, the collaterals, as he looks very comfortable and unpressured there. No smoke down, no flash in his face. Great shots. Don't take anything away from him. That was fantastic.
I think part of the reason he gets that is because they have the Kriegs and they're trying to battle him.
I think that's probably a good point. They're holding there, waiting for the repeak. The AWP's always going to win that battle.
Because you don't hold that with an AK. You're not standing there trying to duel the with an AK.
So yeah, I'm not sure 4 Kriegs. I definitely think it has its place. I just think 1 or 2 is enough. Like the AK's a lot more versatile, I think, at least. We'll see what can be done in round number 23 as the money starts to be drained here. Complexity knocking on the door of Nuke.
If Furia find a way to win this round, though, then it gets really interesting. Complexity's money's a bit broken. Furia should be able to get to 11. Then things get really exciting. So let's see if they can do just that.
Let's. Shazam, same incendiary as Art was throwing to allow him to have this angle towards short. This time not nailing the shot. I'm seeing a lot more of that incendiary being used as Art does open things up here. He's so low, he's going to be traded out. And will they make their way towards B? They are ready for it. The double Molotov actually negated by Nothing and his smoke, so he's actually cost them $800 just for that 1 smoke being thrown.
He threw that before any mollies came in. That's so genius.
Great play.
Vinny's crept his way out. He needs to make his way off this ladder, but the CT position has been a problem.
So he's not scoping right now, presumably because it will give the sound cue. And you can see that Krieg not as efficient with the spray. Yeah, it's difficult to manage.
Might be enough to get a bomb plant, though. The bomb is going back. They're faking. My God. They have Yuri lurking B still. This is interesting. It's a nice headshot coming in. That was an important frag from Yuri. That had to go his way. Oh, he spotted Ricky, but Ricky still gets it. Now what do you do with the bomb? They've got 45 seconds. They're going back to mids now.
That is just the worst for the T side. Run away, guys. We'll be there, guys. Nobody replying on the radio. Just static.
Oh, look at the
Zombie
position.
apocalypse.
This position's just surely going to own it.
Well, there's no one inside the B bomb site to see otherwise. The timing is almost perfect. I mean, it pretty much was, but Able J won the duel. They don't know if anyone else is there. Planting default. Okay, Sarato's got the cross. He knows one person's there now. He hears the scope from Shazam. Shazam don't care. Just hopping onto the windowsill, and away he goes. He flies like a bird. Nelly Furtado,
Shazam
aka Shazam.
He's so good at those shots. He's so good at those shots. There's spots where, like, there's someone close, you got to do a 90-degree quick scope. He makes those so consistent. It's nuts.
Yeah, that was really well played by Shazam. If he misses that shot, round's over. But nails it. Absolutely. No chance to even react. He was very aware of that. Bomb planted allows another buy at least. Tactical timeout from Furia, as they can feel this one slipping away from them. Just a couple of rounds separates Complexity from Nuke, where we have them as the heavy favorites. It was a great showing from Furia in the opening map. But for now, they're going to have to pull together, see what resources are available. It's Galil's, there's Krieg's, a Glock for Vinny. Is there anything else he can bring to the table? He's got for the Krieg. So it's actually a pretty decent buy. Galil, as displayed by nothing, can be powerful in the right hands. Looking for double digits against the Orpa Shazam. And Stan has got an AK ready to collect. That's on the floor for him right now. It was a secondary orb, it was the AK was for Def, so there we go. Stan is the secondary orb for his squad, and Def will throw the incendiary and the HE grenade and looking for it on crossing over, but he's been flashed for now, so very default round, no early frags coming in just yet.
Ooh. Once again, oh no. You hate to see that, but do they still go for it? It feels like maybe this is not known by the CTs. There is a timing here.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
You
he's
flash
running.
behind him, your teammate, just as he gets up in the window and he pushes the smoke. Like, that's kind of sick, but
But I was just running around. He wasn't walking, holding positions, he's just running. I'm confused, Henry.
it's because that flash, he's hoping the CTs are blind in the corner and he's going to run through the smoke. He needs to get out the grey screen as quickly as possible, right? So, fortunately, Shazam, just a perfect position at the AWP and jungle.
It's activated.
And it looks like it's all done. Complexity, I've got a 4-on-2. Vinny, K-Serato with almost nothing to do here. Easy kill. Nice follow-up, but still almost no chance of winning the round. They know exactly where he is. He has the bomb, but only half HP. Even if he gets his first kill, he's got so much work to do.
Seems like they have the sprays down as well. They're doing the spray control better than most people that I've seen.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's still very difficult.
good shot. Stanislaw will close it out. The double up setup problematic, it seems, and that should be it for Mirage because there's only about $3,000 per player on Furia. I'll have to buy what they can. Maybe the tactical time will be used as well. They've got one more remaining. Might as well discuss their options. They're going to need 6 rounds in a row now just for overtime. Nuke is looking like a certainty. 3 orgs, 2 AWPs. Mac 10, UMP, Galil's, 2 very different setups. Execution makes sense. Want to try and use that close range weaponry. Punish the CTs. Nothing though. Looking for that opening frag.
Do they have the Molotovs for the ramp? That is the question. Got 3 players here. First one out is Vinny. He gets taken down with ease. No mollies in time to stop the push from coming in. Say laboured one, but it's a 3 versus 3. They have position. They could go for a play towards CT. Indeed, they will. 2 pop flashes. That is exactly the map control they needed. Much better than retreating to the ramp, etc. The T-ramp. Speaking of which, we have Rikke in that position. And in fact, nobody going towards CT, so it might not even pay off for them ultimately. Then again, maybe it will.
Problem is that utility they have as well. As long as if they figure out this player's CT, they can just smoke them, molly them, flash them. This is actually quite an unusual post plant for the A bomb. Oh, he needs 1 kill from this Mac 10. He goes for it. He gets it. That's the smoke. Abel stuck behind the smoke. He's got to go for a play. Goes for the cover player, but doesn't get it. Is there time? Oh, it's so close. Oh man, he may have had a chance to take Shazam down, but that's not the case. And you know what? Complexity, they play the better Mirage.
Yes.
They deserve it. Good job by them. That's going to force us to a 3rd.
It absolutely is. Complexity start to wake up here. Inferno is their map pick, but fortunately for them, Mirage being a very open playing field, they're able to wake up and show us what they're capable of. Really nice rounds from them overall. Both sides looking good, managed to get 9 on their T side and then close things out in the second half. And you can see Stanislaw, great clutch by him in that AWP. The secondary AWP causing damage across the map. Such a fantastic player. Vinny had his moments as well. You can see them using the Augs, and interestingly enough, the Kriegs on the T-side of Mirage as well. But we'll see more of that action on Nuke. I'm not so sure, excuse me, as there's not really the similar sort of map. But there we go. It is going to be the third coming in. Guys, I'm going to cough. Going to take over 1 second.
Yeah, we are going to Nuke, and that's going to be very interesting again. While we know it's a favorite of Complexity, it's pretty much their home map. What we haven't seen, really, is why the opponent, Furia, has allowed that map to be picked, and that's going to be the most interesting thing for me moving forward into map number 3.
And I'm back. Thank you so much, Dan. Good job. So Dan, before we get into it, Nuke, we've seen Complexity play it a few times now. They look very good in it.
205 days since we could draw on the map.
Is that because it's midnight in the UK now?
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. So it's on GMT. Before we get to Nuke, do you feel like Complexity have got this now, the 2-1's locked in? Furia not looking as strong as they once were at Inferno. It seemed like maybe it was more Complexity working their way into the series than Furia being dominant.
I feel like Furia have surprised us in many ways, so I feel like another surprise could very well be on the cards. The fact that, as James mentioned, there was opportunity to remove Nuke from the equation, knowing that Complexity are strong there, and given the fact that they're a pro team, we should hopefully expect that they have a level of research going into the matchups that are coming their way. They've got plenty of time to prepare for this, so I feel like there's probably some method to the madness. I feel like we'll see something from Furia, and we have something to look forward to. I don't think it's going to be a stop.
Either way, we will find out who will make their way to the grand final against NRG tomorrow after this very short break.